since Sean O'Malley suffered an injury. This is a real thing. This isn't my question. I'm pirating this from 5 other places where this conversation is going on. That is a shocking question to me. And there's some things that are so obvious in life, rhetorically, even the smartest of minds have a hard time responding to them. Why is 5 plus 7 the same as 7 plus 5? Like, the answer is so obvious that it's very tough, even for a mathematician, to answer that. First off, is something legit? What are you talking about? Legitimacy does not matter and has never mattered in sport. Is it official? That is the question. Is this up in the air? Is this under review? Is there a protest? Is this, we have an official answer? Great, move on to the next. That's how it works. By the way, it's an attempt to take away from Chael Vera. I mean, that's the attempt, very clearly. At what point does he get the credit? That becomes the question. If you get your hand raised and it's official, it sounds like there's nothing to talk about here, but can't we back up a step further? Chael Vera was a 3.5 to 1 underdog. How would you like to have to get into a cage half naked in front of the world and fight another guy? I mean, for what? You got to deal with that question. How would you like to do it when nobody believes you can win? How would you like to do it as the biggest underdog on the entire main card? Possibly the whole card, but I'll tell you main card because I know those numbers off the top of my head. He walked out there and did it. Isn't that the point where Cheeto gets credit? I mean, isn't that really where we go, man, Cheeto, wow, respect. You trained for a guy, you made weight for a guy that nobody else wanted to fight, that champions of the world are ducking, that former champions of the world are coming up with excuses to not have to go and do it. You walked out there and did. Isn't that kind of the point where he gets a pat on the back? Oh, by the way, he finds a way to get his hand raised. I mean, it seems as though Cheeto's going to have to come out and defend himself. He's going to have to say, either I kicked him in that part of the leg or he went to kick me and I successfully blocked it. And that's something I've been working and training. I'm only guessing what Cheeto's going to say because I've seen so many guys fall in this exact same trap. I remember the night that Chris Weidman captured a world championship. He dominated that fight for 7.5 minutes. And then you had this leg break. And I remember Weidman having to come out and go, no, I practiced that with Coach Longo, and we saw Anderson do that to many guys, and it's a block, and you do it this way, and it can hurt the other guy's knee, and I get credit for it. It's like, do you or not? I mean, is there something we have to argue about here? Do I even need to bring up the fact that he won the previous 7.5 minutes fairly easily? I shouldn't. Did you get your hand raised? Is it official? Yes or no? It seems as though that's the only thing that we have to do here. But guys feel that they have to go out and defend themselves. I mean, how much credit do you really want? How much credit do you really need? Fair question by me. You got the pay, you got double the pay because you won. Win show. You're moving up. I mean, if Cheeto was just a co-main event, you don't get to win the fight and then slide down on a card. It just doesn't work that way. His next fight, he will be either a co-main event or a main event. That's a broad stroke term. It depends on the card. I understand some stuff like that. Great spot. How much credit does it? Now he needs to come out because you, the people, we, the people, are putting him in the spot? What spot? You go into a cage in a sport that is judged based on damage. 2 guys go in there healthy, 1 guy gets injured, and it's not you. I mean, aren't we kind of done here? Do we have to make him prove the legitimacy? I mean, it just seems like one of these really baffling conversations. Even as I'm talking to you guys about it now, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard rhetorically. It does come back to 7 and 5 is the same number as 5 and 7. It comes back to that. Like, this is so obvious. Who cares? Who cares? He walked out in Las Vegas, took his shirt off in the middle of a pandemic and fought a guy that 3.5 to 1 he wasn't supposed to beat and did. Aren't we done here?